Welcome one and all to the Race Spec Esports Formula 1 2019 Pacific Series. Of course, this is Tier 1. Disturbo here from raceonoz.com. Alongside me is my colleague Ben.
Good afternoon all, how are we?
And we're up to round 12 of this championship, Ben. Round 12, who would have believed it? 12 fantastic rounds of racing so far, or 11 rounds of racing so far in our 12th round, coming to you from Hungary, virtually speaking, of course. And starting off this qualifying session, the last couple of rounds have seen some pretty exciting action, and what looks to be some possible new contenders. And hopefully we get to see some more of that. Now, Ben, you missed last week's round, unfortunately.
Yes, I did. So,
but geez, we had some good action there, and funnily enough, amazing how it didn't have it in all his own way this time.
Oh, really? That's something you don't see every day.
He had a bit of a challenge. He didn't have to fight back through the field, but he was definitely having to fight to get up to the front and stay there.
Okay.
And in fact, the race was only decided due to penalties, unfortunately. And he did take the victory, of course. But geez, it was good to see the on-track action. So hopefully we'll get to see a repeat of that here at Hungary. A bit more of a difficult track to pass on, so this qualifying session is quite important. And we'll see what transpires during this the 15 remaining minutes. But we've had some good challenges there especially from the Pete Crichton and Darren 11 to Amazing Hour. They seem to be able to match him pretty well on pace, which most of the other drivers so far have not been able to do. And yeah, hopefully we'll see them continue on with that. See Suskas there running wide on those hard tyres. Probably just get his eye in around the circuit. He won't obviously get a fastest lap out of those. Lots of little dandelions floating around there.
Indeed. So yeah, as you were saying, Disturbo, Darren 11 and Pete Crichton have managed to take the challenge to F1, and we were asking ourselves the question of who can mount the offense to F1, and by the looks of it, it is Darren 11 and Pete Crichton. So it's the time start rolling in now.
Apologies for the noise in the background. Anyway, so we got Zeppi currently on the fastest provisional pole time of 16.4. Sorry, that was Pete Crichton actually, I should say. Zeppi was there in the change as I was saying it.
I don't know.
Yeah, Pete Crichton on a 16.4, and I believe that was on the soft tyres. Yes, it was. So straight out to the softs. Suskas doing a 22.4 on those hard tyres, but that was obviously running off track as well. So we wait someone else to come back out on track now. Romy Alonso and the Ferrari out on the hard tyres as well. Just about to commence a lap. Looks like 40 behind him in the McLaren. Or Crossy that might have been actually, he just completed a lap.
And Darren's also just completed his lap. He's done a 1:17.5.
40's out there on the hard tyres. Billy looks like he's on the hard tyres as well. So, excuse me, some interesting strategies at play here. Because these guys yet to set a time. So that provisional pole time does sit at the 1:16.4. Billy comes around the final turn to complete his first flying lap. He goes 6th fastest on an 18.2. As you can see, Plevs, as he begins his lap, and he's also on the hard tyres.
Hey,
So it'll be interesting to see whether they continue on with these harder compound runs, or this is just to get an eye in on the track. This is Plev's first time lap, so and he gets very wide, very tail happy there, but he holds it together and manages to continue. But
that was some speedway stuff there.
Full on rallycross action there.
Full opposite lock and full everything there.
And this might be a circuit where we're going to see penalties come into play once more. This would be quite easy to run wide at a few turns or jump the curbs too much at the chicane. So we're going to have to try and keep a track of that for you. Close crosses the line 10th fastest, but of course that could be a lot faster time without that little issue at the chicane there.
Looks like Amazing Hour's gone third. We didn't even say that. It was 17.3. Ooh,
Amazing Hour also, actually, that time by Amazing Hour set on the hard tyres. That's a fantastic effort there. Third fastest on the hard tyres. Looks like Darren may be starting a new lap here. Only 2/10 behind Amazing Hour. Fructose now moves up into third. Darren is slightly up on his previous time, just by a smidge.
And he's out on those hard tyres again, so interesting strategies here in qualifying. I think only one driver within Pete Kine has gone out on the soft tyres, but
I believe that it's only 2 or 3 drivers so far using the soft tyres. I dare say that will change before the end of the session. And he's actually gone 3 seconds slower in that second sector. So I dare say he's avoiding this lap. There'd be no point carrying on here. No, he does continue on.
it was obviously made.
He is, as you can see by the time, quite a deal slower than his previous lap. We've got Pete Crichton out on another set of softs, finishing off a lap here. Does he go any faster? Yes, he does. He improves by another 2/10.
Well done.
Just moves those goalposts once more.
So for, at the moment, Pete Crichton is setting the pace. Does anyone have an answer for Pete Crichton? We'll be waiting to see what F1 Amazing can do on the soft tyres.
Now I'm just seeing Zeppi runs very wide. Zeppi's actually out on the hard tyres. So is that the original time he set on the hard tyres? He goes very, very wide there, but I just wonder whether those, let me see if we can find out. I don't think it will show us. That's just what they got on currently. So he does pull into the pits. LJB looks like he's on another flyer. Either that or he's just improved his time. I think, yeah, no, he's on an in lap there. So currently we're halfway through the session and Pete Crichton is on provisional pole, followed by Zeppi, Fuctos, Amazing Hour and Darren. Got a few front runners there that are yet to set a representative time, I think. We have Spilly out there on the medium tyres. So we also got Suskas, I believe, also out on the mediums. So let's see what these mediums have got. I think Spilly did set his previous time on those hard tyres. See how much time he can make up. He's currently a full 2 seconds off the provisional pole time. Of course, with that delta between the soft and hard compounds. And here we go, down the main straight, DRS wide open.
Foot to the floorboards.
Hard on the brakes. DRS snaps shut. Just rise a little bit of curb on the exit of turn 1. DRS again into turn 2, braking. Hugs right around the inside. You'll see probably a few different lines around there. Change of direction around turn 3.
And he's up by a full 10th.
So he's up by a 10th. You'd be wanting to find a little bit more time than that, I'm thinking. Coming up now to the chicane. Not a lot of curb, a little bit there. But it was all good. Another change of direction, looks okay.
This is a very clean lap so far from Spilly.
Don't run too wide on the exit here, nicely done. And he's nearly a full second up on his time.
Please man up.
This is more like it, this is what we like to see. How much more time can he gather up here in the final sector? Look at those tyres, hang on. Oh, and he runs very wide on the exit.
Is that
may compromise his entry. And across the line.
And he goes P2.
Second fastest. Well done to Spilly with 16.8. That was a nice lap. So he improved there by around 1.4 seconds. So nicely done. We've got Pete Crichton out there. One more. See if he can improve on his time. Can he move those goalposts any further out? And he's just about matched his first sector time, his best first sector time. Pushing these to the limit, I think. Oh, a little bit of dirt kicked up from the tyres there.
Oh. You definitely don't want to be running any wider than what he just did there, otherwise
and
he's
very wide again.
Oh,
jeez! And I think he was 2 tenths up, but he's lost that now. Just the change.
I think his front wing's broken as well. Yes, it is.
It does look to be broken. I wonder what's happened there. That's interesting.
No, he's continuing on with the. Oh no, he's boxed.
No, he's boxed that one. Very interesting situation. Fuctos is going to improve his time here. Well, he's looking to improve his time, I should say. Timing screens always gets a bit confusing. Again, he's out on the soft tyres. He'd be wanting to start up towards move himself onto the front row, but he needs to find a good half a second, 4 tenths of a second. And he's half a second down already in the first sector, so he needs to find a gob of time if he wants to improve.
What's his second sector split going to be? Has he made it any time?
And he's a full second down. So he's definitely not going to be making that up in the final sector. Let's watch Amazing Hour now, who's come out on those medium tyres. So we saw his pace on the hard tyres. He has drifted out now to 1.1 seconds behind Pete on those soft tyres. So what can he do with the mediums? Can he get close to that? We're in the final 2 minutes of session, and you can see everyone's coming out for a final run. So
with just under a minute and a half to go, just over a minute and a half to go, we have Pete Crichton for provisional pole position, Spilly in second, and Fructose in third.
So here goes Amazing Hour now. Let's see what he can do. Let's ride on board with him. A little wheel spin out of turn 1. Turn 2, hugs the inside, drifts a little bit, there we go. Now run up the hill, turn 4. He's 2/10 up on his previous time.
So this is looking to be a very, very good lap. As long as he keeps it together, this could put him up. Wouldn't say overtaking pole.
Takes a lot of curb there. Romy just gets out of the way. I don't know if that would have balked him or not. Amazing how taking a lot of curbs and grass. Flings it down a gear. Only 4/10 up on his previous best. Can he find any more in the final sector? Oh, a bit of a lock up into the hairpin. Keeps it on the road around the final turn. Amazing Hour goes third
P3. Well done.
16.6, so he finds 7/10 in that lap. Pete Crichton just really totally shifted those goalposts with a 15.8. Absolutely amazing their job there, finding another 4/10 in that lap. Right on ball with Spilly, he's up a 10th on his previous. Meanwhile we've got Darren Plevs, who we've got down here. We've got Plevs on a lap here, he's currently 8/10 up on his best. He needs to find a goblet time as well. Where does he finish?
P6.
6th fast for Plevs. Billy goes up 1 to 4th. Got Darren 11, who's actually come out on the soft, so he should find some time here. Where does he go?
P1
with a 15.6.
Whoa!
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow! At the death of the session.
Right at the death now. Well, so there we have it. Darren 11 steals pole from Pete Crichton, who led all the way through the session. And second row, Zeppi and Amazing Hour. Amazing Hour doing well, 4th fastest on those mediums, but I believe Zeppi was actually on the mediums as well, or was it the hard? I can't remember. Last time I think we saw Zeppi, he was actually on the hard tyres, so... No, sorry, he was on the softs last time several times. So there we go. So Amazing Hour leads the medium tyre runners. Spilly not that far behind, only a 10th behind Amazing Hour, so good job to him. And so this is going to be an interesting little strategy battle that we see play out here. So there it is, there's your grid front row, Darren 11 and Pete Crichton. These two have been setting the grid alight the last few rounds they've been here, and certainly making some of our more fancied runners work for their money. Anyway, Darren 11, Pete Crichton in the front row, Zeppy and Amazing Hour on the second row, Billy and LJB make up the third row, and your top 6. Clev's all the way down in 10th there. I don't think he'll be happy with that at all, especially considering he's on the medium tyres. So he'll be looking to try and stay out of trouble, of course, which hasn't been his greatest forte in the past rounds. He hasn't had too much dramas in the last couple of rounds, but earlier on he certainly seemed to be a bit of a magnet for trouble. And it wasn't through his own driving either that he'd find himself at the back of the field. So, we await the game to load.
Yes, it's going to be a very interesting battle at the start of the race from Darren 11 and Pete Crichton, as they are both starting on the softs. So obviously, Amazing Hours looking to do the overcut and run longer into the race than what Pete Crichton and Darren 11 are thinking. Anyways, here we go.
So it'll be interesting to see how long these. We're looking at another. Well, if I try and speak English, it might help. I dare say we'll be looking at another one-stop race. It's only 35 laps, of course, half distance to the real-life Grand Prix. And how long these red mark soft tyres can last into the race, and how much of a time delta there is between the two compounds. So I dare say we're going to see these two skip away a little bit, but they can't get too caught up in their own battle, because that will just let the others follow a little bit closer than they would like. Because the whole name of the game starting on softs is to break away and build some sort of a gap. And try and gain some of that lost pit stop time, whilst the medium starters struggle with older tyres before they pit. And then again, of course, build up more of a gap so they can't chase you down on their soft tyres towards the end of the race. So will we see a soft to medium strategy, or are we going to see a medium to hard strategy? Hard to say. We have seen this previously where they've started on softs and had to actually use mediums and hards in various circuits.
I wonder if it's possible to do medium to softs.
Well, that'll be the question. I'm sure that's what they prefer to be doing. This is...
Of course, this is the best of the best.
It's tier 1, so I'm sure they've done mounds and mounds of practice that we haven't seen. And got their all their tyre strategies worked out on their head, and of course it'll all get thrown out the window come turn 1. Alright, so they're all lined up now.
The 15 car grid today as well.
Nice grid size now, and for some reason it's decided to take this camera angle.
Right, so.
Alright, here we go.
5 red lights.
And we are away for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Please change camera angle right now.
There we go.
Okay, Darren 11 down there. Zeppy's going to make a move down the middle of the threes. We're 3 wide, turn 1. Darren around the outside. Pete on the inside, contact there with Zeppy. Continues on. Amazing Hours in 4 still. Holds or loses a spot to 4th, I should say. Well, no, stays in 4th. And Billy LJB 40 all continuing on now. Everyone seems to have gotten through relatively unscathed. 46 spot. Yeah, that was an aggressive jump over the curbs there.
got to be careful not to get a quarter cutting penalty.
I'm sure we'll start to see a few of those penalties appear as time wears on. I think that turn's going to be one of the culprits, and also those chicanes. 40 now, up one spot past Spilly. LJB sort of hung out to dry a bit on the outside. Spilly gets down the inside of him.
So it seems to have been a relatively clean.
Oh, geez, that was Andre getting a bit hairy down there. Looks like we've got Pete making LJB making a move on Spilly. Down the inside, gets the move done.
Nicely done.
But Spilly's fighting back, as often you see. Who hangs around who here? No one wants to give up. Spilly retains the position. So good moves there. And we've got Plevs. Oh no, Plevs has been in an incident. This is what we feared. We don't know if it involved any other driver or not, but Plevs all the way down in the blast with a stuffed up front wing. And that is bad luck for Plevs once more, as his Renault teammate Darren 11 continues on out in front. Built up a nice little gap there in 2 laps, 6 tenths, 7 tenths. He'd be looking to break that DRS as soon as possible before it even activates, which probably will this lap actually.
And
DRS actually not yet activated, so maybe next lap. So he'd be looking to extend his gap beyond that 1 second mark. Amazing out now, making a move on Zeppi. And makes it stick. It's amazing how certainly doesn't want to let these two up front get away. He's already 1.8 seconds behind, but he may have been held up there by Zeppi a little bit.
Yeah, so it's interesting going through that chicane to see what the different lines the drivers are taking. So I was just watching Darren 11. He's taking quite an aggressive what's the word, turn within the chicane, and the other drivers are kind of taking it easy, trying to make sure that they don't jump the corner too much, which can result in them getting a time penalty. So it's interesting to see the different lines that they are taking, whether or not they're trying to conserve their tyres or what. Oh, and there's contact!
Zeppi there.
And no, it's LJB by the looks of it, I think.
Zeppi actually now all the way back down.
Oh yeah, he is there.
Just saw him there as I think 40 was completing a pass. Zeppi just sort of in the background, you can see him get very sideways. And he's obviously ended up off track and all the way down in 14th spot. Plevs meanwhile has pitted to fix his front wing and put on another set of medium tyres, so he's obviously...
Are we trying to make them soft, not soft, mediums to go to the end of the race?
Well, he'd still need to use another compound, because he's only on those medium tyres, so he still needs to use one other compound. Rightio, so Darren's trying his hardest to stretch out that gap, but now Pete has the DRS. Darren can get it nearly a second out by the end of the lap, but of course that's before, you can't do it before the DRS detection. Pete only making up a tenth there, even with the DRS. Meanwhile, Amazing Hour is steaming along here, and he's made up almost a full second on Pete Crichton in the last lap alone.
So those medium tyres have really come alive for Amazing Hour.
They certainly have.
So was it the better strategy to start on the mediums than the softs?
40 now up into fourth spot, so he's done pretty well, but he just can't quite match the pace of Amazing Hour, who has skipped out on him. Amazing Hour, he's within the second now of Pete Crichton in second. Pete is losing that DRS zone to Darren, and in fact I believe he will not get it this time around, which is not going to help him in his defence against Amazing Hour, who's only half a second behind. So will Amazing Hour make a move here? And are these soft tyres already starting to go? You can see how close he is. It's already pulled out. He's going to try something down the outside, late braking around the outside. No, he's going to switch back on the inside here. Very well done, good move.
Well done.
Fantastic drive off the corner there. That's practice, that move. You could tell that was well rehearsed. That was well rehearsed, and I believe that's how he got past Zeppi in the first place. So, what has Darren got? Can he hold off the charging Amazing Hour? Have these soft tyres already seen their best?
I was just about to say, it would be interesting to see what his soft tyre life is like. And those penalties are starting to come in now, as Romeo Alonso has just ranked up his first penalty, and the first penalty to be given out today, but I'm sure we'll see a lot more of those coming thick and fast.
So Amazing Hour already making up a few tenths on Darren. So I'm really thinking these soft tyres have already started to struggle. So we may see a people pit, and Pete is actually pitted out of there, and he's putting on those hard tyres. So interesting. No, sorry, medium. No,
hard.
Again.
Yep.
Okay, so he couldn't make up his mind, but he has, and we've got the hard tyres on.
His pit crew just painted them white and black and yellow and green, all the colours.
Amazing now right on the gearbox of Darren, putting on some pressure, which I'm sure Darren wasn't really hoping for at this stage of the race. If Amazing has this sort of pace on the mediums, and we saw how quick he was on those hards during the qualifying as well. Darren running wide, sort of almost opening the door for Amazing Hour there.
Amazing Hour's all over the back of that Renault. What does Darren do? And
Looks
he's
like
in the
Darren's
pits.
into the pits. He's had enough. He concedes that position, and he's into the pits.
It was a smart choice from Darren, a smart move as well. He didn't want to make any contact with Amazing Hour, and results him in losing his front wing.
Sorry Ben, what sort of tyres does he go? He looks like he's gone hards. Yes, he has.
Bit of a slow stop as well, whether or not he had
What's a slow stop?
whether or not he had issues engaging with the gear or what. But
And looks like Pete Crichton has managed to undercut Darren. So just that one couple of, was it 1 lap, 2 laps there on those fresh hard tyres, giving him that extra time he needs. It's good. Oh, geez, what was going on there? And we got a spinner. We got Andre. That looks to be around turn 4 there.
and Pete Crichton's just been given a time penalty as well.
Well, there we go.
So
So we've just got these time penalties underway now. Oh, geez, that was sideways once again on the exit of the chicane.
A lot of speedway action going on tonight.
And we did see Pete Crichton lose the race victory last week due to time penalties.
Will it be the same instance here?
And that sort of exit is not going to help his cause. Amazing how he's just set the fastest lap of the race.
And yeah, he's actually just beaten his previous time as well. So, yeah, those medium tyres are really starting to turn on now. And you see Fructos here.
Fructos and Saskas. Fructos on the mediums.
Tries to make a move.
Can't quite get it done there. Saskas runs a little bit wide, opens the door for Saskas down the, Fructos down the inside. He has to go around the outside here, can he? But no, he's trying to switch back. Try and compromise Saskas' exit and entry and exit. Exit and entry? Yeah. Anyway. Other way around. Puts the pressure on now, and Saskas runs very wide there again. Yeah, it's just got to be patient here, or he'll make a dive down to the... No, he won't. It's probably better just to remain patient. Closes up right under brakes there. He's got try and get close for the exit onto the main straight. Laps down this 35 lap race.
No, 25 or so laps to go.
Pete Crichton not far behind these two. Now he makes a move down the inside. Saskas looks to make a bit of a switchback, can't do it. Well done by Fructos, he moves up into ninth position.
And amazing how it's just been given a time penalty as well.
So there we go, those time penalties certainly are affecting everybody, so once again we're going to have to wait until everyone crosses the line until we see our final result, but we'll worry about that in another 25 laps or so. For now, let's just enjoy the racing. Pete Crichton now has moved up, made a move into the edge of the chicane there. Darren is following as well. Because these two on fresher tyres there in Saskas and the Fructos. Saskas has actually gotten past Fructos again. So just when you think it's all over, you go to look somebody else and then they do something and you go, oh my goodness, we missed it. So amazing how currently 4.8 seconds behind, ahead, I should say, of 40 in second. Spilly moved his way up into third. Of course, all these guys yet to pit. The first of our pit stoppers is actually Pete Crichton down in ninth. And he's closely followed by Darren 11. Of course, these two are running at the front of the race, so they'll be looking to try and move back up through the field, so when they can get back ahead of Amazing Hour, but I think he just has so much pace. There's somebody off the road there, looks like one of the Williams again. Either Zeppi or Andre, the two Williams drivers aren't having the best of days.
And Pete Crichton's just gotten another time penalty.
Oh, there you go. So it looks like we could have a repeat on our hands.
And Andre should be given a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
So the field's starting to settle down a little bit now, and some gaps starting to appear. So unfortunately, it doesn't seem we're going to be having a lot of on-track action like we have in the previous few rounds. So, amazing extending his gap to 5.5 seconds. Yeah, over 40. LJB looking to move up into the podium positions here. How close can he get to Skilly?
He's actually gained a fair amount of time just within that braking zone.
So he needs to get a bit closer and then use the DRS advantage. Who gets the better drive? It's pretty equal. Now I think you'll see LJB should start closing in now, closing, but not quite close enough.
Oh,
Hard on the brakes there.
we lost a bit of time. Very wide in that corner.
Now it's just a sit tight, pick your time, pick your mark, and make the move when you know you can stick it. Drop back a bit now, he's got to be out of that DRS range unless he can close in a tenth or so. Well, I don't know if he's going to have DRS this time around, unfortunately. Darren now looking to make a move on Romy, which he should get done quite easily, and he does. He moves up into 9th. He's lost a bit of time there to Pete. He was only a second behind Pete, but obviously getting caught in the traffic around the back part of the circuit definitely hurt. There's a bit of a curb hop there, I think.
It's surprising to see that Darren hasn't yet been given a penalty.
He may not have exceeded his warnings just yet, but that sort of driving won't help when it comes to those sort of things. So we've got Spilly, who's first of the medium tyres to pit, as well as LJB. So what happens here? I'm assuming he's going to go into the hard tyres with 20 laps remaining.
Yes, he is.
I don't think there's much more you could do. LJB also into the hards. Fructose also into the pits. So with that pit stop sequence, Pete moves up into 5th spot and Darren into 7th. How long can these hard tyres last is the question. Obviously those medium tyre runners are able to run a lot longer into the race. By nearly, I'd say 7 or 8 laps actually, so it's a fair distance.
Yeah, you can see more of those time penalties have been handed out, and one's just been given to Banana Josh for multiple corner cutting warnings.
And Toddster into the pits now, as well as Crossy. So it looks like these medium tyres for these guys, they're calling time and going for the stop. Meanwhile, Amazing Hour soldiers on. with his 8-second gap to second spot now. Pete and Darren third and fourth respectively. But once these guys do pit, they will be at the mercy of old tyres versus new tyres.
And we know how. Pardon me. And we know how good Amazing Hour is on soft, fresher tyres.
So if Amazing Hour was to pit, he would come out, I would believe, just behind Darren, which he does. Yes, he is. So your race leader into the pits. Gets the car down to the speed limit, pit lane limiter on.
And 42.2 is in the pits as well.
Second place in the pits, so following what the leader does, not surprising there. And hard tyres for Amazing Hour. Away he goes. So there goes Pete, and Darren should be following. She does.
Yes.
Only just. So this won't take long, I don't think, for Amazing Hour to clear these two actually, and rebuild his lead. Those nice new fresh tyres, where these guys have been circulating on these hards now for some time. Nine laps and 10 laps respectively for your second and first place getters, position holders, I should say. I think the Pete and Darren would have been hoping to have built up a little bit more of a gap in their first stint to help them out at this phase of the race. Romy is in 5th on those medium tyres, which he has actually been on for 16 laps, so he'll be probably pitting very soon as well. Which he does.
Amazing Hour is all over the back of the gearbox of that Renault of Darren. Darren seems to also be taking time out of Pete Crichton, so we could have a three-way battle for the lead here.
All of the track and then some. Be careful not to overdo it. Either get yourself a penalty or unsettle the car so much that it can cause you to go off completely. Short shifting at the 3rd gear. Back down to 3rd, final turn. DRS activates. Let's see what Amazing Hour can do down here. Not quite close enough. Darren using all the battery there. Oh, he's having a bit of a moment in turn 3. See, Amazing Hour makes a much more aggressive entry into the chicane, whereas Darren is more aggressive on the exit. Very, very early turn in there for Amazing Hour. Grab some grass. Not afraid to grab some of the grass there on the inside. short shift into the fourth gear, looking to minimise the wheel spin. Now Darren also has DRS, so that won't be helping Amazing Hour's case in trying to close up. Pete Crichton with a lock up there, so Amazing Hour goes to the inside. He can see it, he can taste it. He's just got to wait for that opportunity to present itself. He can almost have both of them at the same time. But this is where Amazing Hour excels in being patient and biding his time. Sometimes. We have seen a few little flaws from Amazing Hour previously. Oh, Darren with a massive cut of the chicane there. It's almost straight through.
But he's made a chunk of time off on Pete.
He has closed up half a second there on Pete, you're right.
So does Pete have an issue? What is going on with Pete at the moment?
So Darren not doing too badly at all, defending from Amazing Hour and also managing to attack on Pete. And Amazing Hour goes very deep into the hairpin there. Oh, Darren goes down the inside. Pete locks up and switch back. Darren's exit was compromised, so Pete
Does this give
takes it back, but he goes down to the inside, outside now, I should say. Lock up for Pete again. He hugs the inside. Amazing Hour sitting back and watching all this unfold. And Darren moves into the lead. Nice move there from Darren. He took advantage there of a lock up from Pete into turn one. There was a bit of a fight back, but Darren still managed to get the move done by turn two. A little bit more conservative through the chicane there. So does Darren have the pace over Pete now? Because Darren was ahead at the start of the race and was pulling a gap. And was only behind Pete after the pit stop when he got undercut. So this is his chance now. It's a bit of a breakaway by Pete. Tries to defend against Amazing Hour. 21 laps in. Amazing Hour closes in on Pete. Three of these guys going all out for broke.
Oh, Pete goes very wide.
Very wide. Amazing Hour as well, it goes very wide. We see a three-way dive for the lead. No, we don't. Not just yet anyway. Darren not yet being able to break away. But Pete does have Amazing Hour right after him, so Pete's the meat in the sandwich here. Defending and attacking at the same time. Again, wide on the exit. bit better that time around. So Hungary living up to its reputation as a hard circuit to pass on. So, two followers of the DRS, of course, just can't quite get close enough to make any sort of move stick. They seem to have the edge over Darren in the first couple of turns, and then he's able to break away just enough to limit the damage the DRS does down the main straight. They need to be within about 2/10 of each other to make any sort of passing manoeuvre work. 4/10 I don't think is going to do it. 3/10 might do it for Amazing Hour, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, the DRS too strong there. Another lock-up from Pete. Will Amazing Hour dive down inside? No, there's not quite enough room.
So Darren seems to be only slightly pulling away.
Oh, too much curve there on the inside of the corner for Amazing Hour. Shoved him right out to the outside. Darren just doing enough to keep himself ahead at this stage. We have got 10 laps from the end. How much longer can these older tyres of Pete and Darren hold up against the fresher hard tyres of Amazing Hour?
So Darren has managed to pull 5, maybe 6/10 gap. Yeah, 6/10 gap to Pete Crichton. We're coming up to some lap cars here with only roughly about 9 laps to go.
Oh, bit of a touch there. Should have got caught out there a little bit by Pete. There.
Bit of a hurry up there.
Almost braked mid-corner there. Gotta be careful there. Don't want to damage your front wing at this stage of the race. Bit of a strange line there from Amazing Hour. Lost a few tenths. Back further down the field, 40 in the 4th spot, closely followed by 1.7 gap over Spilly. A little bit further back, LJB and Toddster. Then you got Crossy, Banana, Josh Remy, Skus. Well, Plebs, who looks like he has pitted again for hard tyres. These three continue at it. Coming up on some lap traffic just ahead. We'll be with them in the next lap or so, I'd imagine. back now of Pete Crichton. To be a little bit closer this time around. Can he maintain this closeness? Does look a bit closer. He's right under the thingy. Can he make a late dive? No, not quite. Amazing how tries to go around the outside here. He hangs around there. Oh, and he's touched with there and he's spun.
Oh.
He has spun.
So he's looked for the gap, but the gap just was not
there.
there.
He can't get quite going again. He gets going finally. At 40 looks to pass into the third spot. Oh, gee, he is so. He tries to make the move stick there on Pete Crichton. He went around the outside of turn 2. And had the inside line there for turn 3. It's hard to tell whether there was any wheel-to-wheel contact or not, but he just lost the grip and spun out, and thankfully no damage, it looks like, to the car. Didn't touch any walls, but 40 managed to get past him as well, so he's dropped right back off the lead now, and with only 7 laps remaining, well, that could be his chance of victory gone, but this is amazing how we're talking about. And if he does manage to clear 40 pretty quickly, he'll have a lot of clear air to make up that time again. So these two still battling away, and it was right at this turn that the incident happened with Amazing Hour. So whether Amazing Hour just took too much curb there on the inside, or there was actually some contact, it was hard to tell from the camera angle that we were given. But it certainly changed the complexion of this race.
Certainly has indeed. Amazing Hour's already on the back of 40. But don't forget, you've also got Amazing Hour Amazing Hour and Pete Crichton, who have got that time penalty looming over their heads.
Certainly do. We don't know how many. I can't remember if it shows every single penalty they're given on the screen. We have seen it before where the number of penalties is different to what we've thought. So I dare say Amazing Hour, we're looking to make a move here. He's going to go down around the outside of turn 1. Or he's trying to hang in there. Amazing Hour should get the drive. He'll have the inside line of turn 2, which he does. Nicely done. Takes back third spot, but he is 8.1 seconds behind second.
And 40 is not going to give that spot up that easily.
Of course, 40 pitted, I think, at the same time as Amazing Hour as
yes,
well. So they've got equal age tyres.
This is who's got the better car.
Todster and LJB still battling away here for 6th and 7th. So Darren can't quite shake Pete Crichton as he tries to make a move around the outside of turn 1 here. We've seen this work before. Oh. Darren tries to squeeze him back out again, pushes him right onto the ripple strip, compromises his exit. All fair in love and war. So as I was saying, Darren not being able to quite shake Pete the way he'd like to as he did in the first stint. Meanwhile, amazing how it's taken a bit of time out of these two. But there is only 4 laps remaining on the completion of this lap. Pete getting very tail happy there on the exit.
So it'll be interesting to see if Pete Crichton can get past Darren with that. So I think he's accumulated 2 time penalties. Oh, he looks for the lunge.
It was a late move there. Darren shuts the door, says no thank you.
Looking to Daniel Ricciardo it.
Of course, he's getting a much bigger advantage having the DRS where Darren doesn't. Pete does definitely seem to be struggling for a rear end grip there. It's a bit tail happy in a lot of corners.
Oh.
Both very aggressive over the curbs. Pete now on board. See how much closer can he get. Closing, but nowhere near enough, but still tries to make a move. Trying to fake out Darren there, but he's got him covered. Three laps remaining now. We've got a bit of lap traffic up here, so this may play into Pete's hands a little bit. Oh, Darren.
Darren's just been given the time penalty as well.
I'm not surprised with the turn he just took up there at the top of the hill. So he'll be wanting to make sure that he doesn't take any more of those. Because we do know that Pete's got at least 1 or 2. Penultimate corner now, he goes around. Still probably a little bit too far back to make a move stick. 7/10, 6/10.
So 2 laps remaining.
Start the penultimate lap. And Pete just gets himself another penalty. He got too aggressive on the entry to that turn there. That's not going to help him.
So these penalties are really starting to come thick and fast.
The fatigue is starting to set in, I think, and you can see the penalties are certainly coming thick and fast. They certainly are. Concentration is lapsing a bit. Lines aren't becoming as clean. Coming up now to the final turn of this lap, and we see Darren will be starting the final lap of the race, and he has pulled a little bit further away, just a couple more tenths away from Pete Crichton. well too far back to make any sort of move there.
But as we know very well in this series, it is not over until everyone has crossed the line.
Fructose is left with only a lap remaining, which is a shame.
Oh.
So aggressive the entry, aggressive on the exit. Both these two.
It looks like Darren 11 has got him covered.
Pulling away now. Amazing Hours up only 5.3 seconds behind because nowhere near enough laps to do anything about it. Two turns to go in the Hungarian Grand Prix.
And there it is, folks. He is your race winner.
Final turn, Darren 11.
11 should take the win. And
crosses the line first. Pete Crichton finishes somewhere. What happened to Pete?
Oh!
He's done something there. Amazing how it's past him. 40 has passed him.
What happened there?
I'm not too sure what happened there, but there's probably a bit
Does
of
he run
penalties.
out of fuel, maybe?
I don't know what's happened.
He may run out of fuel.
It's hard to say.
There's no indication or nothing. So
I know there were some penalties to play out there, but Pete down in the 4th spot there. Amazing how promoted up in the 2nd. I know there was some penalties at play, but was he just backing off at the end there to let someone pass, or? Very hard to say.
no, because Amazing Hour was 5 seconds behind at the second last time. So, and
just during that final turn, Pete backed right off there.
So it's hard to...
Don't know if anything on that wheel shows fuel or not, or if it's even possible in this game. Only on a 35 lap thing, I don't know. But it looks like Darren is your winner. So well done to Darren. Fantastically driven race, good strategy. Starting on the soft tyres, going to the hard, managing to hold off a few challenges there. Amazing how it does salvage a little something there from that spin earlier, taking 2nd spot. And 40 managing to get himself up onto the podium as well, so congratulations to 40.
But there is your podium, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a familiar sight, seeing Amazing Anna up on the podium on the first step once again. Oh, sorry, not the first step, on the podium at the very least, I should say. 2nd win for Darren 11, I believe.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Hungarian Grand Prix.
So there's your results, and geez, you can see Darren had 1 penalty, Amazing Hour had 1 penalty, 40 had 1 penalty, Pete Crichton with 3 penalties. There you go. So it only cost him 9 seconds in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there you go, folks. There is the Hungarian Grand Prix. And well done to all those involved.
Once again.
So that is your Race Spec Esports Pacific Series Tier 1 race for tonight. This is Turbotron Race on Oz.com alongside Ben.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be catching you next week. Ta-ta for now.
Bye now.